Happy birthday to you. You did it. You took all 30 steps. Not that you'll ever take. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for the Unknown Games podcast. We're 30 years old. I mean, I'm actually 30, but the podcast is 30 episodes old. Yo, you've been with us through it all. You've been through it, when we just started. When we were just talking about Tokyo Game Show. And then when we were talking about Xenosaga. Well, we talked about Xenosaga a lot. And then after that, we talked about, I don't know, just everything that happened in 2019. Well, the last half. And now you're with us through a pandemic. And we're here with you. It's episode 30. We just want to say thanks. From the bottom of our hearts. We just want to say thanks. You all are the reason we do this. I mean, we do it for our own selfish reasons of enjoying games. But for the most part, it's for you. Thanks for listening week in and week out. And we hope to continue making even better episodes, turning up the quality, however best we can. Remember, you can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UGP_cast. And also check out the YouTube channel, Unknown Games Podcast. And finally, tell your friends, your family, your dogs, your cats, your mouses. Wait, that's mice. See? I'm going to keep adding. We're going to get there. By the episode 100, we'll be to a huge list of people you have to tell, or animals, or things. But overall, I just want to say thanks from myself and Alex. You're all awesome. After this, you're going to enjoy a really cool, fun show. Final Fantasy VII. We got it. Alex has beat it. We promise we're not going to spoil anything. We're going to have a spoiler cast for it, but this isn't the episode. And we got some Persona 5 Scramble. And it's fun news at the end. So it's a great show, everyone. We hope that you enjoy it. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode number 30. The big 30. You turned 30. Welcome to episode number 30 of the Unknown Games Podcast. I am your host, Adrian, and I'm always joined by my favorite co-host after last week when my other friend was here. We're back to the normal, the best, the standard. Alex.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
That's the standard greeting. See, last week it was all like, hey guys, I'm Anthony. I'm here on the show. I'm like bubbly and so happy, and we're back to the standard. So
yeah. I noticed that I'm often just pretty monotone, so I've been playing a lot of Apex, and if there's something cool that happens, I'll save the clip, right?
Right.
And then I'll play it back, and I notice even when we're in the middle of a gunfight or in a pretty tense situation, I still sound like this. I'm just do it, go for it. Two down. I mean, I'm so monotone.
You do have a little bit of extra a little bit of excitement, when we get a win or something. It's yeah, there's some laughter in it. It's not just monotone. It's
yeah.
You evolve at that point. You change.
Anyways,
everybody, we are here, and it's another great day. I gotta say, if you're new to the show, thanks for joining. If you're a returning listener, thanks always for joining. You can always find us on the social media links, and I've already shouted them out probably in the intro that I haven't recorded yet. But yeah, thanks as always. We hope that you're staying safe on the inside. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking finally. I mean, kind of half-hearted finally, because this isn't the spoiler cast. But we're about to go into FF7, yo. It's about that remake. It's about the... Okay, I was getting too hyped for it, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. We've also got some other games that Alex has been playing. I've been hopping back and forth between remakes still, so I can't be spoiled, which means that you guys can't be spoiled yet. So this is the non-spoiler version. And then after that segment, we've got the news. We're going to try to make it a little bit shorter, a little bit sweet today, keep it good after that long, super awesome episode from last week, but we hope you did enjoy it. But yeah, we're going to start with the games we play. Alex, lay it down, man. Let us jump into
what I've been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
Well, I I played FF7 when it came out in Japan April 10th. I know people around the world were getting it early.
Mm-hmm.
Japan didn't get it early because there wasn't a fear of logistics issues, I think, in the country.
There was not a fear of many things in the country, but yes, there was not a
Yeah.
fear of logistics in the
Yeah.
country.
So I got it on April 10th in the morning. So I ordered from the Square Enix online store, and you get to choose. This is normal for Japan, but when you order stuff online, you often get to choose the day and the time that you want it to arrive.
That's true.
So when I pre-ordered 7, they're like, "Oh, when you wanted to come?" And I was like, "Well, obviously the morning." So I picked like the earliest time slot, and I took the day off work, so that was a Friday, and I didn't set an alarm or anything. I was just like, I'll wake up when I get up. But the package came really early, like
Did it come like
9
11?
a.m.
Oh, 9. Wow. Like mine always,
Yeah,
always, no matter what, if I choose the morning, it's always 11. Like, I guess
yeah,
that's just, for my place, it's always 11. I don't know why, but yeah. 9, that's a good
yeah. So
time.
it came really early, and actually, like, I didn't even get a shipping notification until like while I was sleeping. But I got a shipping notification like 8:40, where it's like, "Hey, your package is out," and then at 9 it just showed up, and I was like, "Why? Like, did it actually take 20 minutes to get here, or did
It
they just
probably did.
like
There's like a shipping center like right next to your house, actually. You just don't know of it yet.
it's possible?" But yeah. Anyways, so I've been playing FF7. I beat it the weekend of. It took me. I don't know. Like, do people get mad when you tell them how long a game takes you? Because I think people are just like, "Oh, don't tell me how long it takes, because I don't want to know how close I am to the
I've
end." But
actually never like I've never heard anyone tell me that, like I always like, because I've played games for so long. I know the typical length of an RPG, and I mean they put it out how long this game is anyway. So I've just been like, okay, it's gonna be around this. But yeah, like my other friends, they were oblivious to how long it would take. So they're just like, oh man, I'm playing this FF7. I'm grinding. I'm like, you guys might want to hold back.
yeah, well, okay. So it took me the standard length of a JRPG, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, so they weren't kidding around. So before the game came out, like, years ago, and they're like, "Hey, it's gonna be in parts. Like, the first game isn't actually gonna, you're not gonna go to the Northern Crater at all in this game. It's just gonna end after you leave Midgar.
Right, right.
But we'll make it the length of a full game." And people were worried because in the original, like, you're only in Midgar for like 6-7 hours or something.
Yeah, you're not there that long. There's not much else.
Yeah,
There's not much to do there.
yeah, not at all. And they really kept to their word and made it a full length game. So I clocked in at 40 hours,
Which is
and
which is good.
the,
Like I'm like actually because I picked it up. So Alex beat it on that Monday, and I picked it up the next Saturday. So like a week after release. So I'm just like in chapter 2 of, I mean, X amount of chapters, and yeah.
right. So like after I beat Remake, I went on the internet and I was like, how long do people take to beat 7 Classic?
Mm-hmm.
And like apparently most people take between 40 to 50 hours to beat the whole like FF7.
So
So
remake is essentially the same,
it's
like
the
the
same
same
length,
length
yeah.
as the
It's
entirety
actually,
of 7.
yeah, same
Dang.
length. So what they did is like, and depending on how you look at it, like, is it new content or is it padding? I guess it depends on if you're kind of like a positive or negative kind of person. But
Right,
just to
right.
give you an example of how they packed in so much time into the game is like, traditionally when you move between two set pieces in the game, like two parts of the story,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of just like transition through two screens. Like, how FF7 had like the pre-rendered background
Right,
and cloud would just run over a picture essentially.
right, right.
So the area is just like a picture that you're running over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They took that and then that's just like a whole
It's like a
big
whole area
Yeah,
itself.
exactly. Yep.
Okay, okay. And I kind of noticed that a little bit too. Like some of the areas I had seen, even in Crisis Core, which I spent Saturday just hopping in between Crisis Core and then Remake, which is actually kind of fun. Like I don't know if anyone has Crisis Core or PSP. I actually suggest playing them both like at the same time. It's actually pretty fun. But yeah, some of those areas that are really small and even the enemies, they're really small in Crisis Core are like completely just like, okay, I'm still running through this place right now, like Midgard. how much more of you can I find? And I'm just on chapter 2, so I'm kind of blown away at even like the little areas that they've added. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, and I mean like they did add like a new area essentially. So like it's not spoilers, I think, to say the set pieces because those are the same. When you're on your way to the second reactor for your second bombing mission,
Okay.
and you have to jump off the train,
Right.
they added like basically a whole new area after that when you're on the way to the second reactor.
They want you to enjoy the combat. And honestly, like, as long as there's combat, I'm happy. Like, I literally, like, I think there's, like, at the very beginning, when you run into Aerith and she's like, I guess you can go that way where she kind of goes and follow her. And maybe there's a detour. I don't know because you're trying to get to the train station to meet up with the rest of the crew.
Oh, no, there's a fence. You can't.
Oh, so you actually can't. Because I went back there and I was like, I wonder if I can actually go. But because, like, I was like, you know what? I don't care.
I tried, yeah.
I didn't even care. I was like, I'm gonna take the left and I'm gonna fight every little soldier on this way because it's so like I'm addicted to the combat system. And I gotta say, like, what I'm honestly feeling more than anything is this game feels like a weird, beautiful mashup of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy 13.
Why 10?
I feel like I'm moving through 10, like with the way I'm looking at like how often I look at the map. Like my eyes are like looking at not the
Oh, the minimap, yeah?
the mini map. Yeah, I'm always looking at it to find little nooks and crannies to then look on the actual map to see like,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
is there something there? And so like, for some reason that just like put me back in the like a little bit of 10 for a little bit. But then the combat is just all like, I feel like this is the what and I don't even have 3 party members, but I'm like, this is what I want at Final Fantasy 13. Not to be per se, but I feel like I got the same feeling, minus the paradigm shifting. And
Yeah,
I can't wait.
you know, especially with the stagger system,
Yes.
it does feel like 13 at points. No, it's fun. Yeah, the combat system is really fun. And once you get 3 party members, it opens up because you can switch between them, or you can give them direct commands once they have ATB to use.
Which is cool. I thought that was an interesting addition that wasn't in the demo, was the ability to like give people commands as well.
You can give commands to Barrett
In the demo?
in the demo, yeah, but
Oh.
he's your only party member, right? So
I skipped that part. So it was new to me. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Is this playing this? Has it made you want to play any other Final Fantasy games, or kind of like go back and discover more Final Fantasy VII content?
After I beat Remake, I actually went and I launched FF7 on the PS4, like the remaster,
Mhm.
and I had no friggin' idea where I was because like that game is, it's from that era of JRPGs where like there's no like hints, like there's no big arrow that says like go here
Yeah.
or anything.
And there's no load screen that says like, and on your journey you did this, 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 this. And now
Yeah, so
you're here.
I loaded the game up and I was on the world map in the friggin' buggy, and I was like, where what am I doing? Like, and I was like just going to random towns to talk to NPCs to try to figure out what my next objective was. It turns out that I was supposed to go to the Temple of the Ancients for that part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And just by the way, so this is Temple of the Ancients, and this isn't fair because I'm playing the PS4 version that has cheats on it, and I was cheating a bit.
It has cheats
But-
on it?
It does, yeah.
What? How can you cheat?
It's just built into the game, man. It's like,
Oh crap!
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, whatever makes it go faster, I guess. Whatever helps you
Yeah.
out, save time.
so I'm at the Temple of the Ancients, and I'm 15 hours into the game.
Dang, that's.
But like I said, I was using cheats. So the cheats in FF7 Remaster are no battles, like no random battles. Always have limit break and always do 9999 damage.
Yo, those are good cheats. I'm a fan of those cheats.
And then the third one is speed up by like, I think it's 4 times. Like it just speeds the game up by 4 times.
Holy crap! Okay,
So
well,
you can turn all 3 of them on at the same time if you want. So you have no random battles. You're running through the areas very quickly. And then when you do get into a boss fight, you're pretty much like invincible. Not fully invincible. If the boss happens to do more damage to you than your current health, which is possible because you're skipping random battles, you're not leveling up, it will kill you.
That's still, I mean, like that's still kind of fun. Like I would like to see, and I'm sure there's like speed runs or anything like that that are using the cheats just for the speed run purposes, not officially, but you know what I mean. But that would be kind of cool. I would honestly like to play remake with just like 100% limit break all the time.
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
But
I love the way the limit break feels. Like it just everything feels so meaty. The combat feels so meaty, and I'm like, man,
what difficulty are you on?
I'm on what is it, classic?
You are on classic then.
What's the
yeah.
what's like the normal difficulty, the like default? Classic?
So the normal difficulty is just called normal. And
Okay.
then there's easy, which is basically normal with just like enemies that don't hurt you. And then there's classic, which is basically easy, but
Easy.
now your character is auto controlled.
Okay. So I'm on normal. Like normal. There we go.
So okay, so you're just straight up normal.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah,
which
and
is
when-
which is fun.
Once you beat the game, you unlock hard, which will prevent you, like you cannot use items on hard mode.
The fudge?
Yeah.
Well then, I guess everyone's using cure materia. Like
Yeah, just make sure you don't run out of MP, but yeah.
it's that auto cure / give me auto MP, something like, dang, I better be getting some. Wow. I don't think I'm gonna go back and play. That's the weird thing about this. Like, I can see myself not going back to play this, like not platinuming or anything like that, but just like after I finish this, and I get a feeling like, you said it was like 40 hours essentially, like give or take some. And what I've played so far, I feel like if I wanted to progress through it really fast, just like hit the story beats, skip all the side stories, I feel like you can really do that, and you'll still get the story.
Yeah.
You'll get the story. That is it. And I can say like I probably maybe you won't miss some of the side story events or anything like that. But if you want to run through the game, I definitely feel like you can.
Yeah, I mean you can skip all the side quests and if you want to and just do the story. I feel like you should do the side quests though, because like they like that adds to the runtime, so you get like a full RPG experience if you do all the side quests.
And
Yeah, but if you
yeah.
just want to do the story, that's up to you. Go for it.
Yeah, I spent a good hour and a half, I guess, just doing the first little set of side quests, and I had fun with them. Like going and helping out everybody. What's his name? Chadley, that little kid who's
who the research material stuff, right?
Who's on something. He's a certain personality. He's very unique.
Yeah, you want to help him though, because that's how you get most of your good summons.
Dude, I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm going into battle. I'm like, I want to do these things actively because, yeah, he's like, I will give you new material every time you complete this. So I'm like, thank you, Chadley. You are such a cool kid. Actually, you're pretty cool. Like, he's like unique. And I'm actually curious, like, why they added him or how they came about adding his character to the game, because he's very much different from anyone else in the world or the other 4 different copies of the same girl I've seen running around. Or
Which girl is that?
no, there's it's just like the randomly not generated characters, but NPCs.
Okay.
Half of them have short hair. All the girls have short hair.
Well,
But
preference.
but I do like how they they all have their own dialogue, and they have like a good dialogue string.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Like all the NPCs have a line that they'll just say when you walk past them.
And it's really cool. It gives you a feeling that even if you don't hear all of it, like when you start doing all the like, even like I said, I'm just early and I did the mercenary task, so like my name's getting out into the town, and everyone's like, oh, you're that merc who defeated that thing, and then like someone's like, I love you, mercenary. I was like, that's pretty cool, and I'm just running by.
Oh yeah, the dialogue changes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
as
cool.
you do those. Yeah.
They put a lot of thought into every bit of this game, every little part of it, and you can definitely tell.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it, to be honest. I know. I don't know. I guess like I have to wait for you to like finish the game really before I can talk fully in depth about it. But I'm really excited for the next part, whenever it is. I hope it's not too much of a wait. I would love it if it came out next year, but who knows?
I mean, yeah, like honestly, like how would you like this game to have been delivered, in the sense of like, would you have liked for them to have it actually all done in a way to where like every 3 months or every 4 months we got a Final Fantasy VII like episode,
No,
or
I
like
can't.
four
Yeah,
years.
I would say like one a year is fine because like I would get burnt out
Okay, okay,
because it's just like they're huge games. Like it's a legit game. Like if you could go and erase everyone's memory of FF7,
I already had mine erased, so it's okay.
like let's just say like never existed. There was never an FF7,
Hmm.
and then this game comes out and it's called Final Fantasy 15, I guess. It would basically just be like that. It would just be like
Just be like a
the 15th
new
installment. Yeah.
new game, yeah. Yeah, and I gotta say honestly, like this has got me really like I like RPGs and JRPGs. It's just we talked about this before. It's a time sink when you a time commitment. There we go. It's a time commitment to want to start one. But I started this, and it's made me like start looking at other JRPGs, like, and even within the Final Fantasy series, of course. Like I want to, for better or worse, finish up the last two 13s,
Mhm.
and I want to tackle 12 because like that was a game I really 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 liked, but just never continued because it moves really slow.
Did
And then
you
yeah.
rebuy it? Did you buy the Zodiac Age edition, the remaster?
So that's what I'm thinking about doing is like getting that somewhere down the line after I finish 7, of course, and then and seeing if I can actually finish that game. To me, that's like the Hall of Fame. Like I did it. I finished 12.
I would get it actually cuz like 7 it has cheats. It has like almost the same cheats. So it's like max skill, max license board points, speed up.
Oh
Um
snap!
and I think there's no random encounters in that game, but
Mhm.
I think those are the cheats. It's max skill, max license point, and speed up. So you can use those cheats to just do the story essentially.
Yay! Everyone else is like, "You loser! Why don't you just do it the right way?"
Play the game normally,
Yeah,
yeah.
just play the game. Did you ever play 12 or?
No, I played it on PS2 and I couldn't finish it, and then I bought Zodiac Age and I couldn't finish
Finish
it. Like
it.
I just kind of stopped playing.
It
I
is
mean,
a
I
game
want to
that
get to it, yeah.
it's a game that if you don't like, it gets your hooks. It gets its hooks into you at a certain point. But if you don't make it to that point, because it's slow, and like your initial characters, like the game, like we'll go into it another day. But we're gonna move on. You've been playing some other not RPG, well RPGs.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. So I've been but after I beat 7, I started playing Scramble a little bit, Persona 5 Scramble.
Mm-hmm. How are you liking Persona Muso?
It's good. It's not what I expected. So I've played a couple of Muso games before, and it's really button mashy. So it's just like
Right.
you fight like hundreds of enemies, and you're kind of just button mashing, and then you build up like your super kind of, and then you can just
Yeah.
like you can burn that. You fight the boss of the area.
Yeah, you fight the little generals, and then you stop troops from
Right.
coming there, and then you go,
Mhm.
yeah, and you go to the final boss kind of thing and beat them.
Exactly.
And rinse and
Yeah.
repeat,
So that's the Muso formula that I'm familiar with. But Persona 5 Scramble, despite being made by what Omega Force, like
Yeah,
the team.
yeah. Is it Omega Force or Woo Force or something? Yeah, one of those two.
Yeah, well, I think it's the Greek symbol for Omega. So,
Oh, okay. There we go.
but it they did a really good job of trying to make it a Persona game.
Hmm.
So I was going about that game completely the wrong way when I first started playing. I was like, oh, it's a Muso game, so it's really button mashy. I can just mash normal attack and use like my skills every now and then, and I'll be fine. But that is not the case. You do need to play it with this Persona mindset. So you want to be exploiting weaknesses.
Okay. Wow.
You want to make sure that you're not getting your weakness exploited because you'll get rocked. You'll get like yeah.
So I was gonna say like you can because I watched you play a little bit of this and so like for normal enemies like the little minions it doesn't really matter so much you can kind of button match on them but for I guess the generals and bosses you have to be careful of but you can like switch your party members mid fight
Yeah,
or
you can
something.
switch them on the fly. So if you're playing as Joker, the main character, and you're like, oh, like I don't have a persona that has a fire spell I need to use on who does have a fire spell, you can just switch to her, assuming
her
she's
out.
in your party,
Okay.
and then use her skills. And all the characters play differently. So they all have their unique abilities. So depending on like what you need to do or like how you want to tackle a fight, you just maybe want to switch to a different character.
Which is really interesting. Like you said, like that kind of not defeats, but that is like against the traditional logic of a Muso game. When you pick it up, even like One Piece, Pirate Warriors, or whatever, for the most part, you're playing it like a Dynasty Warriors game. I haven't played the Hyrule Warriors. Wow,
Right, a Dragon Quest or
or the
something, right?
Dragon Quest one. I don't know if they, I've heard really good things about them, but I'm not sure like if they did a 1-to-1 kind of.
No, no. So I played Hyrule Warriors and I played Fire Emblem Warriors, and those, for sure play closer to the Muso games that I'm familiar with.
Okay, okay.
But like, yeah, Persona 5 Scramble is fairly unique, and like the fights are self-contained. So they have enemies that are roaming around the world, similar to most JRPGs nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Once you contact them, once you hit them or they hit you, it switches to the fight.
What?
And then the surrounding area gets locked off. Like you have basically just invisible walls, like the walls of the fight.
That's actually really, so it's actually like you were playing a like Persona game, like.
Yeah, it's just way more action based. So it's closer to an action RPG than it is to a Muso, I would say.
That's actually really cool. I didn't know, because like when I was watching you, I thought you were always in like that. You went back to the base and then you chose a mission and then you know went on the Dynasty Warrior style of mission. But I didn't realize that you were actually in between that. You actually are in the world and then like you find an enemy and you have to you can hit. Can you like avoid some of them if you choose to?
Yeah, if you don't want to fight, then you just don't need to fight. Just don't touch them.
Ooh.
So how it works, like in like Persona 5, is like you have your real world. So Shibuya and like Yongenjaya, which is a location in the game. Those are normal areas. You can talk to people, go to shops and buy stuff, and then you would jump into the world. What is it? I always forget what it's called in English, despite the fact that I played the game in English. But
We'll call it the
it's
happy world.
the isekai, just like the other world, right?
Oh, the other, yeah. Other world.
So once you jump into the isekai, that's the dungeon essentially. That's like where your story mission is right now. So I'm in the beginning of the game still, and the isekai is Shibuya, which is like it's a lot of Shibuya actually. It's a pretty big area.
Why is Shibuya always like
The bad area, yeah.
the bad area? Like whenever I mean, let's face it though, Shibuya does have some pretty bad sewer smells, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah, in real life, yeah.
In real life.
So when you jump into the isekai, like it's a pretty open area connected by like it has loading areas. So once you get past a point, it'll load you to the next section.
Okay.
But it's a big open area, and then like there's enemies roaming around, and once you touch them, you'll enter the fight, and it seals off a section of that area, and you have to do that. You have to fight. You can run away if you run into the wall for like 4 or 5 seconds. It'll
do like a flea kind of escape battle. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you can't do that for some encounters, like some of the mini bosses. Let's say you won't let you run away.
Okay. So I'm going to be looking forward to more stories on this game. It seems really like I honestly, because I don't have a Switch and they're no longer in supply, kind of in supply, getting restocked here and there online anyways.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Weird location. Yeah,
like
situation.
In Japan, I think. I don't know about like abroad, but in Japan, Nintendo said that they're gonna start back to producing or putting out Switches online through their eShop. Shop.
To try to control, people from buying up stock.
Yeah, don't hoard it, people. For people like me, because we got to get our checks, and so we can buy our upgrades.
Are you okay? So I've been playing Persona 5 Scramble, and I beat FF7. What about you? Like, what have you been playing recently? Just other than FF7,
other than
nothing?
like the 2 FF7s and Apex. I did finish Ori and the Blind Forest. That's right.
Yeah.
Last podcast I didn't talk about what I had played. We just talked Valorant and some other stuff. But yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest got me super excited to buy the sequel, Will of Wisp, and it like the platforming. I 100%ed everything except for going back and playing it on hard and not dying and that kind of crazy stuff. But the platforming was so good and so solid. And once you get all the abilities and you level up and you just start traversing so freely, it just felt really good. And it's been a long time since I've played a platformer that well. And just like a lot of this kind of escape sequences, like when you're getting out of an area to go to another area, they really do put all the skills that you learn in each section, each area to use. So you really, at the end of the day, you end up actually using all of your abilities in every fight. And I will say, like, of course, like enemies get easier. I actually not level because there's no levels, but I got way too much experience and got too many abilities early on. So the game doesn't lock off the abilities on the skill tree. It's like you can get all the abilities, but you don't actually have the skill in the next level to actually use that ability. So,
Okay.
so I was actually just like going through most of the game without the ability to use this one. I'm like, wait, but I unlocked it like way back. Um, but yeah, I definitely, if you haven't played it, I definitely recommend going and picking it up on Steam or your Xbox One. Should be on Xbox One.
Those are the only two platforms. It's on Xbox and PC, and that's it.
I should
I
look it up.
think
It might
it's
be
like a
on.
Microsoft Studio. Actually, I think it's
Yeah,
like
it's Microsoft Studio. So
probably just those two platforms then.
yeah.
Yeah, publisher is Xbox Game Studios.
But I think that's the only game I've beat. I'm still trudging through Neo. Like I play it. I play it.
Hmm.
But I'm enjoying it. That's the thing. Like I play it in between when I wasn't playing Ori or when I wasn't touching Final Fantasy or DJ Max. Like I'll come back to Neo and like, okay, I'll finish the mission, and then I'll come, I'll proceed on to the next thing. I really hate item inventory management in that game, but I still love the combat and all the skills and just yeah, it's fun. I regret
Yeah.
whatever I spec'd into, but it's fun. It's
I
fun.
would probably like, yeah, I'm very curious to see, like, to hear your opinion on FF7 Remake. I'm sure you've heard a little bit of some rumblings on the internet
No,
regarding,
I don't know how it
no.
ends. I do not.
Well, I mean,
No,
like, you have
no,
no inkling like how it ends, like no feeling of how it ends.
no. I really don't know how they ended this chapter or
The
this
part of the
this
Midgar,
part of
right?
Midgar.
Yeah, I'm really curious to get your thoughts on it. Because when I beat the game, like the first thing I did was go on Reddit,
And see what
just
people
to
thought.
yeah, to see what people thought of the ending, and people are fairly divided.
Do you ever find yourself like thinking like before you go and search something, you have like a thought like this is exactly what I think, but I'm gonna go search it to see if other people think the thing I'm thinking.
Yeah. And then like I did this for 7, and then people are so um opinionated. Like they have very strong opinions about this game.
Oh man, it's gonna be
And
interesting.
yeah,
Hmm. Um,
so I would like you played the original 7, you beat it, right?
yeah. But like I said, my
You,
memory is basically wiped of it because it was probably like the first RPG I ever played. One, it's not the first, but the first one on like a console that I ever played. I played stuff on handheld, but it was like the first time I had really found myself reading and trying to understand the story and what happened. It was like during the summer of what, eighth grade, seventh, eighth grade for me, I think.
yeah, I mean I think that's how old I was as well when I beat it for the first time. I didn't get to beat 7 until a couple years after it came out, because I
Hmm.
don't know if I like said this on the podcast, but like when it first came out, I like didn't have a PlayStation, and then when I finally got a PlayStation, I didn't own it. Like my parents never got it for me, so I would rent it. But then I never had a memory card, so I couldn't save my progress. And
It's
like
the best
yeah,
dilemma ever. You had to
yeah, and it was I did the bombing missions so many times. You have no idea.
you just kept
But
doing the same mission.
yeah, I never had a memory card, and I didn't own it. I had to keep renting it. So I could go back to the freaking video store and rent it, and then just do the bombing mission, and then return it, and then next week I'd do the bombing mission again. Like
Oh my word.
I actually got out of Midgar before I like had to stop playing. I'm not even kidding. Like I actually got out of Midgar. That's as
You
far as I got without dying in a single
you did
sitting.
it. You got to give yourself 12, 15-year-old version of yourself a pat on the back for that. The first game I ever rented was Super Smash Brothers.
Oh wow, okay.
And I didn't
I
even
actually own that one, but
and I didn't even understand how to play it. Like I went through the story mode and I was like, that's it? That's all this game is? What am I
that
supposed to do?
game barely has a story mode. That's not even fair to call that a story
I
mode.
didn't know what to do with Smash. And then like years later I'm like, "Oh, that was that game I played back then." I see.
But yeah, so by the time that I finally got to play FF7 properly, I think I had, well, you know, when I finally got a memory card and, and I got a copy of it, I must have been around the same age as well. Just a little, like 12, 13 years old maybe.
It's our childhood.
But yeah, no. And then I had not beat it since. So I beat it once on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Replayed it a ton of times because it's literally on every single freaking platform known to man, including mobile phones.
Yep.
And never, I didn't finish it. So I've only beat the game once, despite owning it so many times.
Well, we've hit our mark. We've hit our mark that says we're going to go to the next segment, everybody. We're going to take a break, but we want to let you know that we'll be back with the news.
Sure, yeah. Hey, Adrian, never thought about making a podcast?
All the time, except for we are already making a podcast.
No, but I mean like a different one, maybe a better one.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was on the internet. I was trying to figure out like what's the best host for a podcast, or pretty much how can I make a podcast. And I think I settled on Anchor.
We're already using Anchor, buddy.
Wait, are you serious? Are we actually?
I'm actually serious because it's free. And of course, we're on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and like Google Podcasts, and so many other places.
Wait, how
Super
do we
easy.
do that though?
Anchor did that for us.
Oh, just like automatically, right? Anchor
Yeah.
will just distribute your podcast for like free?
Exactly. Wait, I thought you did the research.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of did, but I do know that Anchor will help you make money from a podcast. Cash money.
Cash money grabs. Exactly. That's how we're making money right now, I think.
Absolutely. Like
According
right at this very moment.
at this very moment with this sponsorship.
Well, I mean, also Anchor has some pretty cool creation tools that let you record and also edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Because I know you got one of those, probably.
I do have a computer, but I don't have a phone.
Well, whatever. You can still make a podcast because in 2020, there's no reason why anyone shouldn't have a podcast.
Everyone deserves a voice. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Anchor is just everything you need to make a podcast, but just all in one place. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Enjoy the show, everyone. Thanks for listening. And we're back with the news.
That's right.
Oh man, I felt like I was doing something new there. Everybody, we've got some great news. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We did pretty good, I think it sold pretty well. I'm looking at the news here that we get our news from Kotaku, Polygon, and any other source that we find credible. That just sounded shady as heck. But anyways, this is coming from pushsquare.com, which I do find pretty credible. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VII Remake has sold around, like on the first week around sales, 703 physical copies. 703,000, sorry.
703,000 in what country?
This is where it doesn't actually say. But we do know that 79,000 were in Japan. So we're going to say that it's worldwide. It's like 700,000, as opposed to Final Fantasy 15, which had around 690,000 at launch. So, yeah, worldwide. We don't have any digital numbers because, digital is secret.
Yeah, sorry. I just feel like it should be more than that. I'm kind of surprised.
I think if like factoring in digital sales, I think we could at least get another 200,000 maybe. I feel like it'd be more, but with Corona, the C word just bouncing around, I don't know how much of an effect that had on people who had reserved it physically, but then, weren't able to get it, or got their got it refunded, but then just said, you know what, I'm not going to pick it up right now. I'll pick it up at a later date. Who knows?
I think that country is Japan, actually. It's 700,000 in Japan.
Oh. Okay, we're good then. Thank you. Thank you for the straight. Thank you for the straight. Oh my.
Yeah,
Lord.
I'm looking at a Japanese article. It says like kokunai pakejiban, so like the domestic
the box
physical
version.
copy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is 700,000.
Thank you, Alex. You have just saved Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, great.
he's like.
Do you want it? Okay, so FF7 was number 1. Guess what number 2 was for physical sales?
Ring Fit?
No.
Wait, can I get a platform?
Switch.
Oh, Animal Crossing.
Right. Number
Yeah.
three.
Number
Sorry, this is totally not what we planned. But what's number three for
still on
physical sales?
still on Switch.
Nope.
What? Wait, so then it's on PS4 then?
Yeah.
But there's no like what came out for PS4 in the last can I get a first letter?
B.
The fudge? B. Bur 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 breaking do it's
Breaking
not even
Bad.
I was like Breaking Doom was on my mind.
Breaking Bad, the game.
Breaking Bad the game.
No, that was a trick. That's Biohazard. It's a Resi 3.
What? Oh, that's a good. See everyone. See Alex is happy now. He's like, I gotcha. Straighten you out 2 ways this time.
Biohazard.
Biohazard. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, top 3.
Top 3. I wonder how long we're going to see it on the list. Animal Crossing is going to be there for a while. We already know that.
Yeah,
it's going to ride there for a while.
Yeah. But the rest of the list is pretty impressive for Nintendo.
Nintendo, man, dude, everyone's got a Switch.
It's like all Switch games. Yeah,
almost everybody has a Switch.
Number 4 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 5 is One Piece Pirate Warriors for PS4.
4?
Number 6 is One Piece Pirate Warriors for the Switch. So both platforms ranked 5 and 6.
Dang.
Number 7 is Super Smash Bros. For the Switch. 8 is Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, at least Ring Fit was on there.
Number 9 is Pokemon. Pokemon Sword Shield. I think they're just combining both of them. And then number 10 is Super Mario Party for the Switch.
I wonder if this is like this. This has to be physical, right?
These are all physical.
These are all physical. So people went out and bought this.
I guess so, huh?
Pandemic.
Yeah. For a lot of people, holy crap. So like 1 million people went out to buy video games.
Oh, man. And it turns out people who you might be getting yourself a PS5 this next holiday season. So Sony's still saying that they're on track to release this year.
Yep.
But the pricing, and I saw a story on IGN is about this as well, is it's going anywhere from like 5 to like 600 range, anywhere in between that. And they're also talking about producing maybe only 5 to 6 million PS4s at the beginning, as opposed to, more than that, which is, I guess if you think back to PS3 days, it's not bad, right?
Yeah, not counting inflation, but it's pretty expensive. I would like to get one at launch. I was planning on getting one at launch, but if it's going to be tough to grab one, I don't know if I will. Yeah, and we haven't even heard about launch PS5 games. Like, they haven't really told us what we can be like playing when it comes out.
Yeah, the only thing we know about is that, what is it, God?
Whatever that is. Whatever the game is.
Whatever that name is.
I don't even remember,
That game, and the only game we know for like Xbox is Hellblade. So like out of both of those games, I'm like, I will get Hellblade.
That's on PC too, so there's no rush to get
there's no rush.
Xbox, yeah.
That's true.
Like for me, if they're just like, hey, FF7 Remake 2 PS5 launch title, I'll be like, oh well, I'm gonna kill someone to get a PS5 at launch. But
and they'll have like a special edition launch PS5 too.
They haven't like told us what even to look forward to. And I have like a capable gaming PC, and I suspect like they'll still make PS4 games for the next year or two.
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly fine. And what's coming out in the fall, like Cyberpunk, right? So I had always planned to get Cyberpunk on PC, so that's like I'm not pushed to get a console for it.
That's true. And I think Cyberpunk even announced, was it last week, that there's not exclusive, but there's like a special edition Xbox One console,
A Series X.
Series
Oh
X
wait,
console.
sorry, is Xbox Series X or Xbox One? Like, which one is it? I actually don't know.
Here we go. Cyberpunk.
Like Xbox exclusive.
Is it a Series X?
The Series X is the new one.
No, it's a One X. It's a One X.
Okay.
It's a One X.
All right. Yeah.
It's pretty. I mean, it looks like a tin can, legit tin can. It's like Cyberpunk. So just, I don't know if it's a cool design or not, but
here it is. Yeah, I found it.
If you're into it, it's not.
That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool.
I feel like I'm looking at a door.
I like it. I think it's well because it doesn't help that they stood it up on its side
Yeah,
in the
sitting down.
picture,
Yeah, sitting down. It might
but I
go
think it
better.
looks pretty cool. Here's the thing though, like this game comes out, this Xbox One X comes out month before the Series X comes out, so you know what I mean?
It's okay if you buy it on here. You'll also get it on your Series X and your PC. It's all good.
Is it cross
It's yeah.
purchase?
They announced it's also cross purchase at least for
The
what
Xbox
yeah.
version, right? Not for the PC. I can't imagine them giving out the PC version as well.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So it's Xbox One and then Series X cross buy. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you can if you feel like upgrading at a later date, definitely do that. And if you think you're gonna get some Sony games on PC, you're still out of luck except for Horizon Zero Dawn and Beyond in Detroit. There
Oh
were
yeah,
some
well those are out
listings.
already, yeah.
Yeah, those are already out. There was a listing on Amazon for like not Death Stranding, but what is this? What's the game? Days Gone and Gran Turismo. Persona 5, I think, was up there too. Like
Uh-huh, yeah.
people were like, oh snap, it's gonna be good. We about to get
Yeah.
us. Or they were like the last time we talked about people thinking games would come to the exclusive stuff on PC. Like this is stupid. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sony said that it's not happening. It was just a mistake of some sort. So it's all good.
Yeah, I don't even know how that mistake even happens. Like how
It,
does that yeah.
like how multiple games like just got
Hmm.
up there. Even like Bloodborne and the Uncharted collection. So it's like I don't know.
Some
So
first party stuff, yeah. If
some
you had your pick, if you could choose any game, one game,
mm,
to be ported to PC, or I guess any platform of your choice, what would you pick?
any game.
Of a PlayStation exclusive, current exclusive. If you could be like, I want that, but on PC, like what would you pick?
So I'd want it to run better and look better at least.
Yep. Hmm.
Mm, I mean, God of War is beautiful as it is. I gotta say, do I want to play Bloodborne? But Bloodborne, it looks good the way it is. That's the weird thing about Bloodborne. But I would like better frame rate.
Yeah, that's a
That's
really
it.
popular one. Yeah, I know a lot of people on Reddit are just like, I want Bloodborne on PC because I want to play it at 60 frames. Apparently, it runs on 30 actually on the PS4.
You can see it does.
So, yeah.
You can see
Um,
it.
I didn't play a lot of Bloodborne, but is there a frame rate hitching? Like, have you noticed slowdown in certain parts?
It'll slow down when you do certain moves against certain enemies, like at
Okay.
timings. Usually, like when you're just traversing the world, it's pretty fine. I didn't notice any slowdowns in that regard, but definitely during combat, you will notice some. Bro, you okay? You need help stabbing somebody?
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
you would pick Bloodborne for
I,
60 plus frames.
I would pick Bloodborne for 60 plus frames. Yeah.
I don't know what I would pick to be honest. Like, I'm a pretty big JRPG fan.
Mm,
So you would probably expect me to say Persona 5 or
you can
something,
get
but
Trico.
sorry, what?
You can get the giant bird cat, the bird cat dog.
Oh, that
That needed
game.
frame rate help, I think.
I didn't play that at all, so I had no idea.
I gotta go
But
back and beat that bird cat dog flying.
I'm pretty pleased, like, with my experience with Persona 5 on console. Like,
Mm.
yeah, I could play it at like a very high resolution and like 60 frames, and no doubt it would look great. But I'm pretty happy with the console experience. Like, I don't know, like it's kind of like a genie wish, right? I feel like I'd be wasting my wish. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you kind of half got it with Royal, not Royal, but Scramble. It's running
yeah,
at
because
60.
that game runs really smoothly. Like,
It's at
it's so
60
good on.
frames. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah, yeah.
Who
Um,
knows?
I would actually, and I'm sure it will happen, but I would want to see FF7 Remake on PC.
Mm.
I don't know if you've noticed this so far. I'm playing on a PS4 Pro on a 4K monitor, so
Does
I'm
it look?
cold.
Does it
Does it look
look or
good?
play better? I didn't know if there was a difference between the versions because mine looks great and plays fine, but I don't. Is there a difference?
Yeah, it's just a resolution bump.
Okay.
I watched a deep dive, and even the base PS4 can hold a standard 30 frames
Okay.
on that game. But the PS4 Pro also plays at 30 frames, like it doesn't play at 60, and you get almost 4K resolution. It's not 4K, but it's
Hmm.
pretty close to 4K.
That's pretty good though. Man.
So yeah, if I was playing on a PC, and I'm really sure it's coming to PC eventually, like in a year. But yeah, then I get to play the game at hopefully 60 frames per second at actual 4K. And like I said, I don't know if you've noticed this so far, but the game does suffer from texture pop in. If you move too quickly through an area, like the ground will look
you'll see
like
them loading.
yeah, you'll see textures. You'll see textures pop in. Like look at walls, look at the ground. It has texture pop in. So
Hey man, texture pop is popping. Pop.
yeah, pop. Yeah. But I would love to play on PC, and I will almost certainly double dip and buy it again.
It's worth double dipping. It's going to be interesting how they handle that going forward, right? So we know that it's going to be like split, right? So what if we assume that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 comes out the same time the exclusivity wears off for Part 1?
I
can
don't
see a
know.
bundle happening.
They put two games out at the same time?
They put two games out on the same time for the other platforms. That way you can continue your save progress. But what about that lone standing, I didn't play Final Fantasy VII Part 1 and I just bought Part 2? The one random there's going to be some people doing it. I don't know how they're going to handle it. If it's like a Mass Effect thing where they're going to just not carry save data over, but just like, here's a recap. Like choices out. Or carry choices. Like, I don't know.
So here's the thing about the next part. And like, I mean,
no,
I guess it's not in this.
We're going to the news. We're going to Comic-Con got canceled, man. Comic-Con got canceled. Okay. And it's like you heard I have to beat the game really quickly. So we'll talk about it the next podcast.
Comic-Con got canceled.
Comic-Con got canceled.
Also, like Anime Expo got canceled.
Yeah, Anime Expo got canceled. So I don't know if there's another date that they've got set for those
for Comic-Con.
Yeah, if they're gonna do it a little bit later, or if it's just gonna be like straight next year, you know.
I feel like it'll just be canceled. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think everything's getting canceled. Like actually canceled.
Gamescom is gone. I'm pretty sure TGS is going to be in the dust. Anything that I thought, hey, I wonder if I'm going to go to that this year, it's probably going to be gone.
Well, the thing with TGS is like, better safe than sorry, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah. TGS is September. I don't know if things will get better, like enough to have TGS
to have big events. There was a study from Harvard I saw today saying like, guys, we might need to social distance for 2 years. So 2022. I'm like, gee,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Freaking crazy.
It's crazy. And some remasters that are coming out, and we're gonna close out the news here. Crysis is getting remastered. Observer, I don't know if you played that, but Observer is getting remastered for PS5 and Xbox Series X, which
cool.
I was like super like, what? Really? It's a fun game. I need to finish up. I think I'm over halfway through it. But if you like Blade Runner, any of those type of cyberpunk things, definitely check out the original. And also Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. That was a jam coming to PS4.
Oh yeah, I actually heard about that. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
I said that the wrong way. Coming to PS4, Switch in May, not May and Switch.
I heard though. I was listening to like another podcast, and they're like, "Yeah, I have the best memories of the game, but I went to play it, and it's bad."
What? I have the best memories of that game too.
Yeah, that's what they said. They're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that game being awesome, but then I went to play it again, and it's like just a bad game."
Oh, like I've heard people say it's a bad game, but I only have like good memories of like hating Sebulba and all those stupid racers that cheated. They cheated. They cheated, especially on that lava level when I got run into the lava. So many bumped them. Sorry, having anger issues.
Well, I mean, like you can get it. Did you play Crysis? Did you play Crysis, by the way? Maybe not, because I don't think you had a PC at the time. Well, it's on PC, PS3 now, but
PC, yeah,
you can get it. It came to PS3 a couple years later, so you had a chance to play it. But it's a good game. It's fun.
It's fun. This was back when like EA was kind of going this is EA if I remember right. Crysis.
It's an EA game. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When they were kind of going kind of crunk. It was it was Far Cry, and then there was Crysis after that, and it's just like, who's gonna look the best? What is the graphical standard of PC these days? But apparently Crysis is gonna be on Nintendo Switch, so it's all good.
I suspect it'll be just like running at 720p at some medium settings.
I mean, if you go back and look at the original Far Cry, you'd just be like, this is what I
It looks
thought.
bad. That game looks bad. The game doesn't look that good. Yeah.
This was what I thought looked awesome at the time. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna do it for the news this week, and it's been a great show. It's been a good show. It's been good to having the normal cast. There's like
the normal cast. Yeah.
There's like a normal person. There's like an extra person we don't know about who's gonna join us one day. That would be kind of cool, like a surprise guest that just actually ends up staying. Pop, and yeah, I don't know. Who knows what we're gonna do? We're 30 years old now, so we can do whatever we want. Apparently, we've passed all of our rights. We're adults. We're working. We're
Sure.
living.
Yeah.
Might even get married.
Maybe one day.
Never know. So that's gonna do it for us this week on the show. Alex, do you have any closing thoughts?
No. Play Chrono Trigger.
It's number one. One day, you know what? So I don't have any closing thoughts, but what I do want to say is you can always leave us a voice message on anchor.fm. Leave us a voice message. It's anchor.fm/UGPcast. Yeah, and you leave us that voice message. Let us know if you've actually played Chrono Trigger. I'm curious now.
Maybe let us know like who your favorite character is and what your favorite like triple tech is.
Exactly. And if you finish Final Fantasy VII, don't tell me any spoilers, but just let us know what you think about it. So
you should play the game. You should try to finish it by next week.
That's what I'm going to do. I can't guarantee a finish by next week, but I'm just going to continue playing it throughout this week. But yeah, I think that's it, everyone. Remember, stay safe. Please enjoy your life as much as possible while you're inside. Go watch some good movies, play some great games, and yeah, remember, you set the tone. And we'll talk to you on the next podcast, episode number 31. Thanks for following us so much, everybody. Through all these wonderful, wonderful days, episode 30 has been completed. The cycle of life must start again.
That's true.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
Make your dreams come true!
Just do it!
Just do it!
やれとにかくやれとにかくやれ
All right. Goodbye.